Hello, everyone. Good morning. I am finally here. I had to do a little bit of saging. Okay. This is High Priestess Jamila. I am coming at you guys on a Sunday morning early. Hope you guys had a good night. I had a pretty good night. I went to bed early last night. Kind of felt a whole lot better. That stomach thing that I was having. So, and now I am in here cleaning up my kitchen. So if you guys hear sounds and water and swooshing, it is because I am loading my dishes at the same time. So we are multitasking right now. That's pretty much, I've been doing a lot of it lately because I've been so busy. Oh, so I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to come in here. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up. And then we will get started on the discussion of today. By the way, make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button. And if you need to reach me for spells and rituals, all of my links are below. Just a second, I gotta make my son a bowl of cereal real quick. Just bear with me for one moment. Oh Lord, I'm having a little bit of deja vu. This is good. I like deja vu. So we got a discussion today, guys, and this one is really gonna make us mad, but we don't care. We don't care, do we? We're just gonna speak the truth. We're gonna present the problem, speak the truth on it, and give you guys a solution, which is witchcraft. Okay? We all know the history of witchcraft and women in this society, how men wanted total control over women. They still want total control. Thank you. They still want total control over women, which we're specifically today, what we're talking about is cheap, having a cheap, broke, narcissistic father. Okay. We all know that a lot of us are dealing with that. So we got to talk about this today. And we got to talk about how witchcraft, well, I would say that it's, I think that when you think about it, everybody always talks about the effects of having, y'all know, a welfare man as a father, a man that doesn't have anything. He doesn't have a lot of means. He doesn't. And we all know that if we had a father like that, typically you're going to give them unconditional love. You're going to give them love and hate. Right? I think it's pretty safe to say that you're going to still love your father. But those of you that have malignant narcissistic fathers who are harassing you, harassing the people in your life, trying to manipulate the energy around you, and you're in your 20s, your teens, 20s, 30s, and 40s. Y'all know what that feels like, whoever's watching this, okay? What the heck is this? I see we don't have that many people in the chat yet, but I guess you guys will get in here whenever you can. The lasting effects of it. We know that there are fathers out there that don't give their children any guidance. They don't give them any hope. They never take care of them. They brought them into this world and forced them to walk around in rags. Okay? We don't ever talk about the lasting effects of being a girl with a father like that. That just doesn't have any means. You know, we're not saying, you know, he has to be filthy rich necessarily. It's not about that, but it's about at least having something to provide. You know, and we've had a new crop or a new breed of men that have surfaced on this planet the last 30 or 40 years, or the last 100 years, that are lazy, slovenly, and they don't want to get up and take care of their families at all. Okay, so that's what we want to talk about today, the lasting effects of being a daughter of a man that, you know, wasn't that successful in life, or is, you know, unhappy in life. And so we always talk about, especially in the Black community, if there's this constant debate about whether or not women can raise men and da 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 da, but they rarely, and they always talk about these types of men when it comes to their sons, but we don't talk about the lasting effects on their daughters. Let's talk about it today. In fact, they don't even want you to have a voice, to be honest with you, ladies. But it's a silent thing because it's a silent kill. Okay? Nobody's out advertising the fact that they sacrifice their children. Well, some people are. Some people are. So, you know, this can have a lasting effect on you, especially if your father is still alive and he's actively betraying you, okay, pursuing you. We all know that narcissistic fathers, they don't have any boundaries when it comes to, you know, sexuality when it comes to their daughters. They don't have no boundaries. They're constantly trying to, you know what, a lot of times, this is something that I didn't experience directly, but it was more so indirectly, because there was things about my narcissistic father that, you know, that I think it was people in the family that mainly would, you know, kind of project my father's issues onto me. Sometimes, like, I remember being called a crack baby, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, let's say you're the daughter of a crackhead. That's, oh my God. Can you imagine being somebody that is trying to get somewhere in life, and the stigmata of that, the fact that, especially if your father was a drug addict, man, he had a demon on him. He had a demon. That's a demon. A drug addiction is a demon. It is a demon, a bad demon, and so it's bad. It's not good. What's up, Gaia Love? Gaia Love says, I don't ever ask my dad for money. He acts like that's something I'm not supposed to do. XO. Girl, we got to talk. Me and you have got to talk. It ain't even about asking them for money. It ain't even about that. I don't have to do that anymore. Thanks to the witches. Okay, all glory going to witchcraft today, as well as my deities that I work with. I ain't got to mention all of them. They know who they are. Thank the goddess for witches. My grandmothers, my great-grandmother witches, my great-great-grandmother witches, all witches, kitchen witches, nature witches, black witches, okay? For real. For real, for real. Because listen, a broke, angry, malignant, narcissistic man is a nightmare. A man that is not able to pull his own weight, yes, his children will be affected by that energetically. Absolutely. Especially if they are actively taking their crap out on you, because that's all that we know. When we look back at life, we realize that these fathers that fell short, we realized that not only did they not want to do a damn thing for us, but they also did not want us to be strong enough to do anything for ourselves. These are men that are damn near suicidal. They feel so low about themselves. Oh my goodness, I could not imagine having a suicidal, crazy, neurotic, cheap. Let's talk about the cheapness. Let's talk about coming out of that with a poverty-stricken man who's cheap at the same time and manifesting wealth. That's what I'm talking about. Every day of the week, that's what we talk about. They want to talk about welfare and WIC vouchers. We want to talk about wealth, not welfare. We don't want to just say, oh, we all right. We want to say, oh, we amazing. That's what we want to say. But let me tell y'all, and let me tell y'all how to come up out of it. See, this is related to the planet Mars, too. Let me tell y'all something. These men follow you around, harassing you. They're going to their churches and they're talking to their pastors about you. They are creating an environment around you to where your worth and your value is lowered. How in the hell do you come up out of that and become wealthy? Because they're trying to stop your wealth. That's their intent. You know it. You can feel it. That's why they're doing it. In fact, some of y'all, I mean, I've seen men throw acid in women's faces. They just want you to look bad somehow. They try to make sure that you get put at the bottom of the totem pole. That's what a narc father does to his daughter. That's why narcissistic daughters stay the whole hell away. I'm sorry, that's why daughters of narc men stay the entire hell away. They lead you towards abusive relationships because they've been so abusive. Now, here's what I want to tell y'all. A lot of people think that when they see a man anywhere disrespecting a woman, beating his baby mama, beating his wife, they seem to think that he wouldn't treat his little daughter like that. All of the men that you see being very disrespectful and having hatred and contempt and visceral towards women in social media, there is a good chance that that same abuse is being bestowed onto their daughters. That's why a lot of you women found out the hard way about these abusive men that whoop your ass, they whoop your daughter's ass too, and probably some of y'all, they got real inappropriate with it. Okay? This is the truth, and all we gonna do is let them know that we ready whenever you come. And see, that's why people, this is the reason why I am successful. You gotta have a strong will. You can't be weak ever when it comes to that. I swear to God, so you'll never have anything. People will just be able to label you, for some reason throughout my life, because of my very covert malicious. I have a covert malignant narc father, so he's very covert with it. He's very covert with it. And many of you guys have the same exact thing. These are men that didn't really amount to anything. Okay, they didn't do much with their life. Not to say that they can't ever do anything, but you got to be held up because they ain't doing shit. They want to hold you up. Okay, you ever have a father competing with his daughter? You ever see something like that? Something so effeminate? Well, they doing everything else that represents their effeminacy. Okay, so here's what witchcraft does. Witchcraft says that we will sew your mouth shut, that we will cut whatever balls that you have off, and we're going to manifest everything that you couldn't for us. What the fuck is wrong with that? And what is the argument about? Why is that a debate? Have y'all ever sat around and listened to some of these men that don't have much? What are they doing? They constantly talking about the woman. If you see a man talking about a woman and being down on women and he has daughters, you better believe that 9 times out of 10, those daughters are being abused. 9 times out of 10, they're being verbally and mentally abused. I don't know why people don't see that, but yet they're only concerned about men and boys. They don't worry about women. They say, oh, well, you're just a casualty of life, which life for men with the demon of patriarchy. Now, see, this is where we're going to get real deep with this, because what we do over here is we create the paradise for women, men, and children. That's what we do over here. Because I'm going to tell you something that is so ignorant, something that is so sinister. Okay, because the problem with these men is that you've got generations of their children who have been eating government cheese. That's the problem with it. The problem is the lack of health. You turn into a guinea pig for the system when you have a father like that. They are waiting for you to become a statistic all the time because they failed, because they lacked the willpower and the strength. So a man like that is going to do what? He's going to destroy. He's going to tear down. That's the reason. That is the spirit behind a man tearing a woman down. Now, the divine masculine is running up and through all of us women right now. So regardless to their bullshit, we will prevail every time. And they're gonna and the delays that they cause, the issues, the problems. You don't need them to put you first because you put yourself first. Okay? And once you put yourself first and you put yourself up there, because a lot of these men try to take credit for my success. They try to take credit for my success, y'all. Even though they didn't do a goddamn thing, they didn't lift a finger, they didn't work, they didn't do one reading, they didn't do shit, they didn't go into the etheric realm to battle no demon, they didn't do shit. Now, that's not to say that a man doesn't have the right to live how he wants, but this is obvious because ain't a lot of y'all struggling because of those welfare men? Right now, y'all got an ex that ain't about shit. He set you back 18 years. And you got to get it, you got to get on the ball to get caught up, don't you, ladies? Because what they've been doing, they've been calling your job, they've been stalking and harassing you, they've been going to church and praying that you lose everything. These people are sick. And the reason why is because when you surpass a narcissistic father, he doesn't like you anymore. You're no longer his little girl. He stops pretending that you're his little angel, and now you become a devil. Well, good. I'm glad. You know, I think that women should be just as angry with our fathers, some of them, as that woman in The Diary of an Angry Black Woman. I think a lot of us should be. We should have nothing but contempt for their asses and look them right in their face and tell them that they should have done better before they can judge you. And blindly following a patriarchal demon and thinking that witches are not gonna see, that's why witches are so respected but hated. You know, a man like that, oh my God, today is a, you know, I don't know if y'all realize this, but today is the day that witches curse the demon of patriarchy and men and their dumb shit. So for a woman, so when you think about it, if you're a woman that, well, and you look at them and you say, well, you know what, Dad, I like nice things. I like water beds and getting my carpets cleaned once a month, and because I have allergies, probably because you raised me around a bunch of roaches. I want nice furniture. I want nice things. I want a brand new car. Is that okay? No, it's not okay for you. You ever see these preachers? Oh, you be seeing them. They pastor driving a brand new car, and his daughter's car is broke down on the goddamn side of the highway. Come on now. And they hate the fact that I have my own church. Oh, they gonna challenge me today, y'all. But today ain't gonna be the day because we got a surprise for them today. What we're gonna do is we're gonna keep our vibrations high. We're gonna take back the magic that they're throwing away. You see what I'm saying? So they've been fighting us and they've been saying, ooh, well, you've always had financial difficulties, so why don't you die that way? And you're gonna look at them and you're gonna say, you know what, sir? I do believe that you are a mind-controlled zombie. You are possessed and in a fucking psychosis. Please don't make me zap you. Some of y'all baby daddy is attacking y'all money. Y'all in like an all-out war. I got a client right now. God damn. We're gonna fuck him up today. Today is the day. We done built up our power and our strength, and we're gonna destroy that damn demon of patriarchy. And you know what I can't stand more than anything is weak women that empower these destitute men. We got to get them first. We got to get them first. Because them some treacherous bitches. They traitors. That's why can't no woman find no decent man, because there's way too many women out here willing to accept bullshit. So why should he act right for you when he can go somewhere else and act like a dickhead? So that's the reason why we don't even worry about that. For real. It's some people that'll go for anything. They will. And you know what? A lot of these men, like for example, my grandmother, and her energy is all around me this morning. By the way, She had a rule. She was telling me, she said, look, I tell my men this. Don't hit me. Don't say nothing to my children. And when I ask you to buy me something, you better do it. And my grandmother had her own business. My grandmother was very successful as a cosmetologist. She retired from the post office. She was a supervisor. She was the first Black supervisor at the United States Postal Service. Okay, so my grandmother is a pioneer woman, made history everywhere she went. Very proud to be her granddaughter. And she definitely taught me to feel good about myself. So I don't go for that. And you know what? She didn't really speak about my father too much because she didn't have to. I was always a very inquisitive woman or girl, so I knew what was up. These are very selfish fathers. And you know, and there's a lot of men out there that are like that, and they are working with these demons from the church to keep women in a certain place. We breaking that. That covenant is over. That is the dumbest thing ever. It shows that a lot of these men come from cowardly fucking stock. They don't have the power of manifestation. They sold their daughters out and their sons to the demon of poverty so that they could still have nothing. These people don't value wealth. That's the reason why I work with most wealth entities and demons and spirits, because I can't stand people that don't value the power of this physical realm. That's why I took the left-hand path. I don't respect a person that goes for religion. They're always telling you why you can't respect them when you know what you say, because you know where that comes from, that ignorance. That ignorance comes from, you know, that's just like some of these men acting like they expect to meet you when you ain't had no life prior to them. Like nothing has ever happened. We know that that's impossible. So it's almost like they're gaslighting us and expecting us to not have any life experiences. And acting as though they can't respect us just because we're a woman. So we're dealing with the sons of this so-called church. And even though they claim that they're not with the church, they're still with that church. And today is a battle. Today's going to be a battle between the witches and the church. Who you think gonna win? Who always wins that battle? It's always the witches. They have never beat us at any battle. I want to remind y'all of that while y'all dealing with that situation. And they'll say to you, no, I won because I'm not enamored by your beauty. Well, that's because you're gay. So because they're not enamored by our beauty, we're supposed to second guess ourselves as women. We're supposed to second guess our value. Nah. You know what? A man that's cheap and can't afford you, he'd rather dish you and dog you out anyway. Because he can't afford you. He can't afford to pay none of your bills. All the men that try to degrade you is because they can't afford what you got. I mean, and what would be the purpose of the discussion anyway? Why are these men sitting around discussing our finances? I think that we should go ahead and ask them, excuse me, what the hell do you have to do with that? But yet and still, they always watching our pockets, ain't they? And they don't even be watching them properly because they don't be seeing all that money that be coming in. To be honest with you. They don't want us to be sitting on no money. They don't want none of us women having about 50 to 100 grand saved up in the bank. They don't want to see that happen. And then they'll say, well, you got to bend over and take it up your butt in order to get that. And see, that's when I pull out my sword. A lot of y'all women will fall for that and go out there and do all sorts of strange things, and then they still don't respect you or value you at all. What doesn't make any sense is that these men have an expectation of a woman to not have much or to not be capable of much. If her father was not able to give it to her, then they believe that she's not supposed to have it. So that's why a lot of you children of the agents of the demon of poverty and patriarchy, because that's the only way these ugly men can even get some. And y'all already know a man is ugly when he cheat and broke and ain't got nothing to offer. If he's got something to bring to the table, I mean, some of these men ain't got nothing to bring to the table. They begging you. I'm talking about they begging you for $50. You ain't even got $50. All of us got $50 in our bank account. If you ain't got $50 in your account right now, then that's okay. I hope it comes to you, but I mean, and you know what they'll do? As soon as you start talking about money, they start saying things like, oh, well, you know, money doesn't matter. And then that's when I stop listening completely, because a lot of y'all got duped with that. A lot of us fell for that, especially when it came to having children with a man with no plan. This man still ain't got no plan. Only thing that he got, the only thing he can do is run his mouth and lie, but he's not actually doing a damn thing for his family. And his daughters know it. She done had to go out there and start having sex early because daddy ain't never been able to do shit for her. A lot of girls that came from fathers like that, it was almost like we were out there looking for a father. That's why you start out early. That's why you start out young, and they'll go and shame you for that. Of course, they only do it behind their back when they talking to their sick buddies. These are the type of fathers that will talk, and I mean, they'll verbally abuse you in your face. That's why it's very important for men to pay attention to the way that they are behaving towards women. But then even more importantly, it's important for us to be liberated from that energy. As well as the men, other men. You know, if a man deals with me, he's just got to expect for me to have money. That should be an expectation. You shouldn't be questioning if I come and money shouldn't even be a thing. Why are black men that raise their kids on welfare and social media discussing what somebody else has? Why do they care? Because they ain't got none of their goddamn own. That's why. That's why they care about what you got. That's why they always talking about what you got. As soon as they wake up in the morning, they ain't looking at what they got because they ain't got shit. Some people just don't have it. Okay? And sometimes you can come from a person if you are, and this is why I said I don't believe in stigmatizing kids based upon their father, but people in society do it all the time. If they know your daddy is a crackhead, they'll try to treat you like shit, and they'll try to talk about you. You ain't shit. Y'all know it's the truth. Society looks down upon girls. They've done it to my own. They've done it to my daughters because their father is a crapola. Witchcraft says, hell no. To hell with your stigmata. Okay? So that's all I'm saying to y'all today, and y'all better believe it. Instead of sitting up there feeling like, oh, I feel so I feel so weak and helpless. I feel weak and helpless. Why? Why do you feel weak and helpless? Everything came from you. Why have you allowed any man to make you feel like that? And what would be the purpose? What's the point of it? There is no point. It's abundantly ridiculous. This is the reason why my goddesses bring food into my house every single day. Because these men are absolutely disgusting. Those men that are like that. You guys wonder why so many women, generations of women, could not get off of welfare. Even if they even thought about it, they were attacked. They were discouraged. They were told that because they didn't make $5 grand last week, that they couldn't make it this week. So they've got limited expectations of themselves. Where do you think they got it from? Removing those subconscious blockages is something that witchcraft will do, because what is affecting you is in the etheric realm. You can sit up there and say all day, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, but you don't never do it. You know why you don't do it? Because they're setting a stronger and more powerful intent against you as a woman. And then what do women do? We got women, you know what? I'm going to tell y'all something. I talk to women every day. Every day. I have the pleasure of talking to a woman every day, unless I'm resting and taking a break. You know, I talk to women every day. I do readings for women every day. Let's put it like that. Okay. The one thing that I can tell you that we all have in common is that we know the deal. We know how energetically they can affect us energetically by making us feel self-conscious about ourselves, making us feel weak, making us feel powerless. You got to stop them from doing that, because why are they doing it in the first place? What's the point? What is it for? What is deeply hidden behind that behavior of these men, to the point where Jamila can't even put up a YouTube channel without being stalked every day? You can't even put up a YouTube channel, you know, without being stalked. Men out in social media, they, you know, they sort of adopt you as their surrogate. They just think that they can just go and pick up and collect women. And see, that's why for me, I am very imaginative when it comes to my black magic. Y'all wouldn't believe some of the shit that I have had to do to some of these men. I have had sword fights in the etheric, and I kick their asses in the etheric realm. That's where you got to get them. And please believe that I got doppelgangers. I got goddamn replicas of myself out there doing work in the etheric for me. See, these are things that I've been creating since I was a child. And this is, you know, this is how you survive. I can tell you that in every lifetime, I've been wealthy and never had respect for a man that didn't treat a woman like a queen. I don't respect stuff like that, especially when it comes to your own family. What they do is they want you to carry that stigmatization with you your whole life. And witchcraft argues that point. This is one of the reasons why we take the left-hand path. Okay? That's one of the reasons why when you look at like for example, my Lord Ganesha poster, or not poster, tapestry, He's holding a lotus in his left hand, and in his right hand, he is holding I think it looks like an incense holder or something. He holds some kind of ball of fire in the right hand. So he's destroying that right hand path, and he's opening the way for the left hand path. Lakshmi, in her statue that I have of her, she has her left hand raised. The struggle that they create can be in your mind, but it shows on the outward. It does. You know, if you are raised with a father that has been stigmatized in that way, then you're going to be stigmatized sometimes by society your whole life. And they don't let you get away from it. They don't just let you be. They don't stop. They just keep going and going and going and going. They don't never just go away. Have y'all ever saw that movie with Drew Barrymore? I'm trying to think of the name of it. I think I might watch that movie today, this morning. After I get done with this kitchen, I gotta wash these floors too. But y'all saw that movie where Drew Barrymore had a kid with a guy that was doing heroin? And you know, he couldn't get off of it, like he was totally addicted to it. And she actually just asked him to leave her child's life because he was going to ruin it, being a drug addict. I don't know if y'all ever saw that movie. I think I might watch that movie. It's as heartbreaking as it is. If listen, if I were a person that were going to be a problem in my child's life, I would just leave them alone. I would just leave them alone. I'd be like, you know what? But a lot of these men, they don't know how to walk away. They constantly harassing the woman, as depicted in the movie Jason's Lyric. You remember the guy, Forrest Whitaker, he went off to, you know, service and came back, you know, leg missing, an alcoholic, totally crazy, was beating on the baby mama or his wife or whatever because she didn't want to be with him anymore, you know, because he had changed and he was so messed up, you know. And so same thing with that. And he did not, like, literally throughout the movie, even though it wasn't a spiritual movie, you could tell how his memory haunted her and her sons. And these people experienced great pain. The brother killed himself. Y'all remember Jason's Lyric? That movie was a trip. That was one of my favorite. That was a banger back during Jada Pinkett's heyday. Yes, Riding in Cars with Boys. That's a very good movie. And yeah, like, if you're gonna just be a drug addict, a low life, you have nothing positive to offer to your children. Your children are seeing you, you know, just go down and like not gain anything, not progressing. You know, they shouldn't have to deal with that, let alone if they are trying to pull forward themselves and make a difference in their own lives. Why would you stand in their way like a freaking idiot? That's disgusting. That's just like a man that, I remember when I broke up with my ex, you know, this fool made me lose my job when we broke up. Oh my God, he was a piece of crud. I never forget it. I will never forget. That's why I'll never lay down with him. I would never lay down with that man again. Not ever in life. You make me lose some money. You trying to kill me. You got to go. You can't, you ain't welcome no more. And then you ain't got nothing to bring to the table. And then you looking at me like I'm crazy. So yeah, I had three children. I had three children. Okay, ages 3, 1, and 3 months old. Okay, basically, I had a 1-year-old. She was probably maybe 15 months old because I had Deja and Danielle back to back. And this fool called it. First of all, he kicked in my door. He broke in my house. He did a home invasion on my home. Went to jail for it, of course. I'm sorry. You got to go to jail. You're crazy. He literally came in through a door that he had somebody leave unlocked for him so that he could physically assault me. Okay, and possibly was thinking about killing me. I had done nothing to this man but put him out of my house for being physically violent to me. When he goes to jail, his mama calls my job and threatens my boss. Oh my goodness. There will always be that dissension when you do stuff like that. And then especially when you're running around here harassing me now. And if they expect us to not make death poppets out of them. You messing with somebody's livelihood and you expect somebody to not put you in the ground. You expecting somebody not to put you in the ground when you're doing shit like that. And then, don't you just love me though? I'm ready to decapitate you, you idiot. Shit, I damn near thought, hell, some of these people on YouTube must be related to him because that stuff his family do. They was calling up to my damn job, threatening my boss. Why would you do something to hurt your own children, you fucking idiot? Too emotional and effeminate. You committed the crime. You broke in somebody's house, and yet you gonna take your emotional, feminine ass and hate on me. And it's not like he was hating on me buying, this was for his children. And you got men out there co-signing that kind of shit. We gonna curse all of them. And they watching right now, they thumbs and down. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up. Can you imagine this happened when Tyrese was probably like 2 years old? Deja was like 1, and Danielle was a newborn, and he did that. That is very, hey, it ain't disrespectful, honey. It's irresponsible. And then one talk about some damn child support. Hell, he owed me more than child support. What you talking about? And he ain't gonna never be able to pay that debt. You think I'm gonna sit around and wait for him to go do a get rich quick scheme? He ain't gonna never do nothing. 53 years old, still borrowing money from my daughters. Ain't offering them nothing. No kind of encouragement, no kind of information. Just be a slave, be a worker, and that's it. That's literally what kind of person, people that we're dealing with, and that's why there's no wealth in any of these men's family. That's why they so down and out about it. They sit around and talk about the women that they place on welfare. But as a woman, you can't let him keep you in that place, sis. You got to get your ass up. And they don't approve of us doing that, though. He's not going to approve. Why in the hell would you want to be with a man that wants you to be broke, sis? And then come whining to me and trying to fuck me over. I had somebody do that just recently. We ain't going to go into detail about that, about a woman doing that. I had a woman do that to me just recently, blame me for all of her problems when it was her husband sitting up there hating on her. As if I ever got to hate on a woman. For what? I get mine because I give it to myself. So, you know, and that's exactly what's going on. They don't want us to have success. They really don't. They don't want us to have money. It ain't even about success. They don't want us to have money because they scared we're gonna be able to leave them too easily. But when I done already left you, I'm not with you. And they don't understand when you broke up. It's like it's been over for 20 years. Like, look, my ex was a total manifestation of the demon of fucking poverty, y'all. He was the total manifestation of that. Drug addiction and all. He was an exact replica of, you know, the type of man that nobody should ever be involved with ever. In fact, why is this man not in prison? In fact, on a regular basis, I do work on him. Because you see them come up, you see your ex because they still watching you. Why? Because they ain't got nothing else to do. They sit around all damn day, pulling on their little knob, looking at you. They can't get a job because they so busy trying to look after you and see what you doing. They can't focus on nothing else but you. And then they'll say, oh, but this is your fault. You shouldn't have put it on me like that. It's my fault that you can't sit your ass down long enough to earn something for your children. Then you want to sit around and talk crazy. Ain't did nothing. I swear to God, y'all. And look, this is not talking to the fathers that have their children taken care of. If you're a father that has your child taken care of, why would you get upset about me saying this? That means that that demon of patriarchy has gotten to you because I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about a loser that does nothing for his children, will shame you as a woman. I had a loser like that in social media. You probably watch him right now. He's such a stalker. Tried to shame me for asking for help twice in the past 5 years, and all he does is beg all day online. He's a beggar. So if your father is a beggar, what the hell are you gonna do? I'm pretty sure. And you know what? If I had a father like that, I'd be like, please don't claim me publicly. Please don't claim me publicly. Stop showing my pictures. I'm not proud to be your daughter. I'm sorry, guys. I can't do it. I can't do fake. I'm not gonna sit up here and smile and act like, yeah, everything's all good. But imagine when that crazy motherfucker, because let me tell you something, men that are like that, they crazy. The older they get, the crazier they get. This is just women too. The older they are, the crazier they get. And they stalking witches as if stalking somebody means anything. I've been waiting on them to come over here and so we can have the physical battle. Don't tease me now. Let's go ahead and get the sword fight. We've been sword fighting for far too long. Let's go ahead and because they don't understand that we are ready for physical combat. As long as you're ready for physical combat, you don't have to fear anything. That's why I've been working on my core. I've been working on my stomach. Okay, like over in Terminator, you know, Linda Hamilton, you know, getting all buff and stuff, trying to get my body real strong so that we can have the physical battle, be ready for physical battle. Because if they can't beat you mentally, they'll try to beat you physically. And trust me, they thinking about that. They thinking about it right now. Beat her ass. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for any man that wants to fight, and I'm only 5'4". Now the problem is that I'm so succulent that when they see me, they just want to hold me. So that don't happen. It doesn't, honestly. I'm a little short thing. The reason why my baby daddy hit me is because he was crazy. Men don't be hitting me like that. I don't be, in fact, guys, I ain't got bruises and scars and stuff all over my body. I don't get treated like that. You know what I'm saying? But what I can tell you is that I think that the stigmatization has to go away, because in my humble opinion, I personally think that something that they work so hard to try to deny you of is something they want, because that job that he made me lose paid $50,000 a year. And right after that, the recession hit, and it took me a long time to find another job. This was upwards to 20 years ago. I've never forgiven him for that. I mean, I forgive him and move forward for myself, but that's all I see. When I look at him in his face, and all I see is the money that he made me lose. You're a burden. You're a loser. Go away. You got some money? What you calling me for? So that's the relationship that I have with my ex. Judge me if you want. Honey, I ain't about to sit up here and sugarcoat it for no damn body. Girl, bye. And who said I had to do that? Come online and pretend. For what? For him? You think that coming on here pretending that you got something is going to actually manifest something? That's not the law of attraction. Some people have the law of attraction confused. You know, a lot of people would rather front instead of actually having it, though. You know what I'm saying? And anybody that they see headed towards that, they're constantly trying to interrupt your frequency. Constantly. By trying to create emotional blockages, mental blockages, trying to cloak you every single day, every single day. Now, the whole point of it is this. Many of you guys that are working and you have jobs, you know, maybe your job pays 12 an hour, 13 an hour, whatever it is that you're making. Okay, and you may want more. Of course you want more, and you can have more. Okay, you just have to stop listening to those things that limit your perception of yourself. For women, they think that saying that we're ugly is going to mess with our self-esteem. But aren't we smarter than that as women? Pretty much. Okay. In fact, I embrace it, because that lets me know that the blessing is upon us. The harder they work to stop you, you should have your shit set up to where the harder they work, the more you get. But instead, y'all allowing it to tear you down instead of build you up. Okay. Hey, Nina, aka Pretty Rose. Hello, how are you? So, you know, and it's not about strength, it's about knowing. Okay, I know that I'm a very vocal person. I know that they like for women to talk in a whisper, but I can't talk to y'all like that, because we have to talk with some kind of strength. Because if we don't, they'll just treat us like we're weak. And you cannot do that. Cannot, you know, that's one of the saddest things about the Black community is that, especially the Black community, is the consistent lowered expectation, the internal racism, the ignorance, the violence. Okay. Violence being used against women to break them down, to cause harm to their spirit. I'm gonna tell you something, the spirits can't stand it. That's, you know, what's crazy is that a lot of black men are operating completely opposite to what they're supposed to be. So it's very perplexing. But I don't think it really has much to do with race, because we know that, you know, right now I'm dealing with white clients. I have white clients all the time that deal with patriarchal men. Some of them very, very disgusting in their behavior, I gotta tell you. Hey, Greg, good morning. So, you know, I want to speak to all of you guys that have been stigmatized, that are still being stigmatized. You know, it's time for you to really, really start to see the value and the worth in yourself. Sometimes your father doesn't have to be vocal, okay? He can do things. That's what covert narcissism is. Typically, there's no action being taken at all on his behalf, ever, okay? Some of y'all are affected by the spirit of procrastination. A lot of y'all are. You know, this is when you are delayed but not denied. But Spirit wants y'all to know that delay, you can clear that up. I do it all the time for my clients. Now, typically my clients, these are people that are well established financially, obviously. You know, my spell work starts at 360. Okay, and then some of y'all, I won't touch you without 900. It's 960. Some of y'all won't touch you without that amount, because you know. So clients with money, they can have issues too. You can have spiritual issues as well. Okay, but a lot of times, you know, you can increase your bottom line. But a lot of people, it's the energy. They're being affected energetically. And that's the problem. Because it's instead of it being a very high vibratory environment, a lot of us are being put in very low vibratory environments. And see, on YouTube, I got sucked into it. But see, you know, I don't work for YouTube. I may get a little check on the side sometime when I upload my videos and monetize them. So none of these people are my co-workers. I don't work with them at all. My company name is Divine Services. There's a lot of people with that herd mentality. For some reason, they got veins popping out of their forehead. They running around here. Who are you competing with exactly? I still don't get it. And a lot of these, like I said, I've had the main problems that I've had with men, but I do have issues with a couple of women on here as well. That's their problem. You know, the problem is that people don't know how to separate themselves from other people. They don't know how to identify themselves. So me having my own identity, you know, I don't give a damn about what they talking about. What are you talking about? You gotta have your own identity. From IHOP, you know what? I wouldn't mind having some Waffle House today. What should you get? I would say Waffle House would be better. But you know what? I don't like ordering Waffle House to be delivered. I don't like to do that because it seems like their waffles start to get really soft, and I like my waffles to be a little crispy. And so I'd rather go into Waffle House and eat, because they make it fresh right there and your waffle is still crispy, and it doesn't, because you know how like when they put it in that little plastic container and it has little holes in it, but you'll see it start to sweat, it'll start to kind of fog up, and it just totally ruins the waffle. I'd rather just order pancakes. If I'm going to order from Waffle House, I'd rather either order a pancake or either an English muffin. But their waffles are good. There's a reason why they're called Waffle House. They have the best sausage. I love their breakfast sausage. And it seemed like they use real eggs. That's why I always order my eggs sunny side up, because I want to make sure that I got a real egg. So whenever I order from any kind of restaurant, I say that I want a fried egg sunny side up. I don't want none of that egg product. And I'm sorry, guys. If I'm gonna eat an egg, it's gonna be a real egg. So, I'm quite particular on that. But anyway, back to the discussion that I was having about this and about how people around you, because I know that growing up, it was extremely difficult for me because of my environment and the way that things were, I was often stigmatized. And, it's something where you start to realize something is following you around, manifesting that. Something is. And sometimes you just got to pay attention to who and what it is. And like I said, you're not going to be out here doing videos like Jamila, but at the very least, you're going to be doing work on that. Because I've actually heard of, I swear to y'all, what the hell is that? Oh, you know what? I need to put something up there. I have actually heard and seen narcissistic fathers degrade their own daughters. They're doing it out in social media. And I'm not degrading the man. I'm just letting you know what the problem is. We're not negotiating and we're not asking their permission to do anything, though. Like, I don't understand, Greg. Can you explain this to us, why these men act like we got to ask for their permission to breathe? And why do they still think that just calling us ugly has some kind of power over us? My ex did that to me when I was ready to leave him. When I was ready to leave him, anytime I was ready to do anything that didn't benefit him and his narcissism, he just would call me ugly. And for some reason, why do these men think that has any power? Why do they think that? Like, I don't get it. Oh, like it may have power over other people. They may be able to change other people's perception. That's a possibility. But what the fuck makes them think that they change in our perception of ourselves? Mm-mm. You're welcome, Greg. I'm not ordering anything. I'm gonna cook something. I got some breakfast stuff in there I want to cook. That would be fun, though. I think I might order something else. Come to think of it, because once I get done with this kitchen and I finish washing the floors, I'm about to go upstairs and be lazy. I woke up, I think I went to sleep last night probably at like 11-ish or 12-ish. I woke up at like 5 this morning. So I've been kind of up this morning and just ready to go. I've been bright-eyed and bushy-tailed all fucking morning. I was looking at somebody's hangout, Crystal Swirls. I was looking at her hangout, and because I watch her chat too, because they say a lot of interesting stuff in there. And they were talking about how a lot of Black men are using vampiric magic and stuff like that. You know what it is it's not necessarily vampiric. What it is it's that negative energy, and it is something that is feeding and sucking off of you. It is. And I'm going to tell you something. There are so many ways to get through that, because that is something that, necessarily, I mean, having a visual candle will definitely protect you from that. But it's also where you have to start connecting to the etheric realm and tearing that demon up. You got to start destroying these people and their energy and their spirit. Thank you, Greg Lancaster. Thank you. I appreciate it. And you know what? I know that there are a lot of men out there that appreciate and value the work that I do too. So because I have male clients every once in a while, but I mainly work with female clients. And a lot of my female clients, their husbands will know about me and they'll be cool with me, because they'll be like, they'll know that I've obviously helped, to relieve some stress, because nobody likes to see somebody that they love stressed out. Women that are married have to go to work and deal with these disgusting patriarchal men that are like that. They have to get up every day and go to work sometimes. A lot of times, if they're lucky enough, their husband just takes care of them so they don't have to work and deal with that. That is so annoying. And I have seen so many women go into the workplace, and so many people. That's the reason why there's a lot of people that are disabled and on disability, from going and working for these companies and literally being took through a Nazi program at the workplace. So I already know how it is. It's absolutely ridiculous. They got to have rules and laws set up, and half of the time, they don't necessarily, men have been sexually harassing women in the workplace for the longest. And you know what these men will say? They'll say, "Oh, you like the attention," and you really don't. That's a rapist attitude. That's a rapist. And we do live in a rape culture. We do. We live in a rape culture. We are not going to be confused about that. Hold on, I'll be right back, y'all. So, and it's not about just saying, it's about doing. I can tell you guys that setting your intent on some level is so powerful. I know that they try to gear you away from witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? They really do. And part of the reason why, they're so down on witchcraft is because they are hating on us witches. I ain't never seen so many obvious haters of witches out here, good Lord, than when I came to social media. And they all got the same problems, especially the men. If it's a woman that's doing it, she's got problems with the men in her family. And, a lot of times women manifest, outside of them, and so will men, the things that they grew up around. And that's pretty much what they have, and that's what they bring to the table on YouTube. Very, very jealous of anybody that is enriched with spiritual power. They can't stand us. You're right, bingo, mommy issues. You're right about the mommy issues. You are so right about that. They have issues with women. They're not over it. They're not over it. Okay? They're not trying to pull through and progress and just move forward. They're stuck. They're the Eight of Swords. And they're in a psychosis. And they want you to be in a psychosis. Okay? The way you break that programming is with fire. and intent. And I think it's important for us women to have a mascot. I think that a lot of women need to know the truth. When these men found out that I got my new house, they claimed that I was on Section 8. Remember? Remember how they claimed, hey, Ebony? Remember how they lied and said that I'm on Section 8 when I'm actually paying $1,400 a month to live here because that's what I can afford? Remember? And it's due every first of the month. They don't want to face that reality because why? Because they can't pay it. Okay? They can't pay it. You got one running around the internet lying. This man done said so many times that I was evicted because I couldn't pay $50 a month. They are so sad. And they will have women, or maybe it just perceived. I don't see why a woman, I'm going to tell y'all something, that's a turn on. A man sitting around snapping his fingers and gossiping about a woman, Spirit handle them real quick. I be tearing that dude's life up. He be on there yelling and screaming and shit, frustrated. Oh, they mad, y'all. They real mad. And they think all they gotta do is go and say, you ugly, and that gives them power. Right. They don't have nothing else to say because they have no money. That's why. The ones that you see talking the most shit ain't got nothing. And people been waiting on these people to get better in life. It ain't gonna never happen. Y'all waiting on y'all waiting on a miracle. Ain't gonna never happen. Trust me. Maybe in their 60s or 70s, you think we're gonna sit around and wait on them? Like, why did it? Y'all, they wanna hold us up from getting what we supposed to get. So that's why they always attacking us and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. You think they want to see you and your family go on vacation? You think they want to see you, have a good Christmas and have stability to where, you know what I'm saying? You think they want to see that? No, they don't. They don't want to see that. In fact, they want to see the complete opposite. Because they're sick. There's a lot of sick, crazy people in this world that are sick with jealousy. Jealousy can make you sick. It can. To the point where you can't focus on nothing else. And you feel compelled. I have a homeless woman that said that she was having a spiritual experience by being homeless and that it's better than having the problems of having bills. But we all know that she's full of crap because now she's attacking me because she's tired of being homeless. Okay, and these people will never get anywhere in life because instead of doing something with their time and doing something with themselves the way that we do, the responsible people, they run around here and waste up all their time and energy and give it all to us because, what your enemies are doing is they're giving you energy. It's up to you what you're going to do with it. Okay? It's up to you with what you're going to do with it. But the reason why witchcraft is the way to go is because when you already have 1,000 people or either 100 people or even 10 people that want to manifest something in you, that's why they just sit around and talk about you, and that's all that they do. They just sit around and talk about you. They all have the same intent. And we all know that it's not just the narcissistic parent that you're dealing with, but you're dealing with the narcissistic parents, families, and you're dealing with them. You're dealing with their agents, which unfortunately and sadly is everybody in the family. And it's difficult. I know how that feels to be a targeted individual, to where you are the target just for whatever they decide that they want to do. That is disgusting. I see nothing but negative karma coming from people that do shit like that. You better believe they got that coming. There's no debating that. And the one thing about it is that, why do you think that there's starving children all throughout the world? They feel that when they do that, when they suffer the children, that they're being a man. They think that suffering the little children, because they're being a man, and they're making the woman suffer. So that's why they suffer the little children. This is a system that we have been under, that we were under. I don't know where the hell they been under the damn rock. But some of these people, when they turn on their camera looks like it's from 1955 too. So they ain't really upgraded their files yet in their brain. So that's why they come out in social media looking like the worst loser that anybody has ever seen in life. It's ridiculous. Like, why would you come out in social media and say, hey, you've had problems before? Hey, what the hell are you talking about? Like, guys, I swear to God, I think it was only twice that I had an emergency and I asked my viewers to donate to me. Twice in the past 5 or 6 years. And you got men out here begging for donations. I just don't get it. Literally begging on bended knee. They bending over backwards. They quasi gay. No shade to the gay community. But they doing anything and everything, just to get a couple of dollars. You come and you have some kind of truth with you, like I do, they have a problem with you. And they also have a problem because they know that you make more money than them and they watch your pockets. Every time I get a sale on Etsy, somebody comes back and harasses me. So this one chick who lives in her car is watching my Etsy. I don't know. I think something's going to happen to her eyes. I saw something. I swear to God, I saw something happening to these people's eyes. It's like clockwork. I had a sale yesterday on Etsy. She contacted me that next morning. So she's watching my sales. Ain't that crazy? I'm like, so she's watching my money, salivating and getting angry at me and counting my money, counting it too. Because my prices are listed on Etsy. This female that lives in her car, a woman claiming to be a witch, they gonna take her eyes. I already saw it coming. I don't know if it's gonna be that hot plate that she uses in her car to cook her food. I don't know if that's gonna explode in her eye. Something gonna happen to her eye, because she's too much of a looky-loo. And spirit will do that to her to teach her a damn lesson. And I swear to God, it's y'all, like I swear, I got a sale on Etsy. I sold one of my cleanses on Etsy, and this woman the next day came to me attacking me, upset because I got that money. Now, she doesn't do that to everybody. She just does it to me. You know why? Because people do more to me, and I'm gonna tell you why people do more to me on YouTube than anybody else, and that is because they know that my mother don't give a fuck about them. So, see, these people are so messed up and weak-minded that if their mother didn't give a shit about them, they would be dead. They are dead to the world. She is. Her life is over. It's ruined. She knows it. That's why I couldn't believe it. Like, I swear to Goddess, man, I'm not lying to y'all about this. I swear to Goddess, man. She came every time I sell something on Etsy. This woman harasses me somehow every time. She either comes to YouTube or either she's texting me at my business number from weird numbers. They are weird. And you know what? It's not the readings, actually. I sell readings on Etsy all the time. When I sell a ritual, this chick goes bonkers. That's sad. I wouldn't want to be in that position in life. And then they'll say, hey, I'm a spiritualist and I'm a smart witch. You are possessed by the demon of hate, the demon of poverty, and all kind of other demons. Especially when I couldn't do that. Look, I don't watch, whose money do I watch? My own. That I don't watch nobody else's money. I couldn't do that in good faith and be walking around and talking. I'm sorry, you're better off dead. I'm sorry, that's a pathetic person. You've got to be a low-lifed individual to do that, but she does it and she has no shame in doing it. She attacks me every time she sees me sell a ritual on Etsy because she's a loser. Now, I will be getting my website back. My website, I actually like the community of Etsy. I'm going to try to contact Etsy to see if there's any way for me to hide my sales because she's going crazy. Literally, she wakes up every day and she checks to see what I sold on Etsy. But she ain't checking to see what she sold on Etsy. So that's why she'll never get anywhere ever. And my spirits will attack her and she will get worse because you think my spirits are going to take her as a priority over me? She don't even prioritize herself. So ain't no spirit going to see her as a priority because she watching me. You know what I'm saying? And then people like that will try to guilt trip you and say, oh, how can you say that to me when I have so little and you have so much? Why the fuck are we even having this conversation? Because while I'm trying to get to where I'm going, I will stomp on your ass if you try to stop me. And it ain't about talking shit. It's about actually going through the astral. I can go through the astral right now as I speak to you and rip her damn head off. Okay, so guys, this ain't no joke. And see, I think that the problem is that a lot of people got to understand that spirits is moving these fucking curses. And they not even really, they're cursing people and we're not even asking for some of the stuff that they're doing to people. I didn't want that lady's son to get into a car accident. My spirits did that to her because of the things that she's doing. Because of the intent, because of her intent, and it's a lot of horrible stuff that's going to be bestowed upon those people. Is that Jamila's fault? Does that make me evil? Let me ask you a question. If you and your family are trying to make it, especially in today's economy, supposedly the economy is bad, which it's not, and and that's because people don't know how to find money or money opportunities. You got some jackass trying to stand in front of the money that you're supposed to feed your family with and you're supposed to feel more sorry for them and be nice when they shouldn't be standing up there in the first place. That's what I'm saying. You know what I think it is? I think it's laziness. I think, for me, guys, you know what the best thing that my grandmother taught me is, oh my God, I'm gonna tell y'all the fucking greatest lesson that my grandmother taught me was to mind my own business. You mind your own business, you'll be straight. A lot of people don't know how to do that these days. They don't have their own business. They've made your business their business, and that's why those people are gonna die broke. They're not gonna have the wealth that you have. They're not gonna have the things that you have as long as you follow my lead. They think that they had some kind of victory just because they talk shit, but they ain't got no money to put where their mouth is at. They would not be able, these men out here, especially this one man, these men out here that talk shit, they shouldn't be saying anything because none of them can go to the grocery store and buy even a small to medium bag of groceries. So that's why they want to throw away all the gender roles and talk shit and bother all the women energetically. Because they shame. See, I can go to the store right now and buy salmon. I can buy salmon croquettes. I can buy fresh Alaskan salmon. I can go to the damn bakery. They can't do that. I'm not talking about you ladies that need help with your babies. That's what that's there for. Okay, so I would never shame a woman for being on food stamps. I wouldn't necessarily shame a man for being on food stamps. I would shame a man for being on food stamps and harassing women that are not. I know for a fact that this man comes online and talks crazy to me every day because he just went to the store that morning. He's waiting on his food stamps. And he don't feel exactly good about himself. So watching me hurts deeply, deeply. Last year, I think in 2018, when I was showing all of my receipts, but I mean, this man he's probably throwing up green puke. They can't stand it because you're doing something that they can never do. Some people don't have the power of manifestation, y'all. That's a very, very, very special thing to do. Some of y'all fathers don't have it, but you have it. But because your dad don't have it, you don't know you have it. So y'all got to start understanding your own identity and stop holding on to these men. It's a lot of women. It's a lot of very, very valuable women out there that had children with losers. There's a lot of very, very valuable women out there that had children with losers. That's the truth. This is somebody that, what I equate as a loser? Somebody that doesn't even have the basic necessities. Somebody that just don't have nothing. That's what I consider a loser. Some people, what you consider to be winning may be different from somebody else. So I have very high expectations of myself, which I've met those expectations all the time. But there's a lot of women out there that don't have that wisdom, because I've noticed that I had 2 women in the past 2 months betray me, literally, and all I was trying to do was help them. So that's how I know that what I do is a lot easier said than done sometimes, because some of y'all got taught the art of destruction, but not the art of manifestation. Y'all think that men are supposed to conquer and destroy. They're supposed to conquer and destroy, but they're not supposed to conquer and destroy you or other women. Y'all got it backwards. And people like that are being dealt with right now. Okay. So whenever you get through, if you listen to Jamila, you winning. If you listen to them, you losing. This guy been online chanting for 5 years. You broke, you broke, you broke. You even chanting it to me. I be like, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. You gotta rebuke every goddamn thing that they say. They'll hate on you, and the only way they can hurt you is if you let them hurt your mind. They want you to be paranoid about people looking at them. They think ain't nobody listening to you. I'm already self-made and proven. You know, they think they hoping new people will come along and get the shit twisted. They're hoping new people come along and get it twisted. You know, and when you don't have that kind of baggage on you, it makes things easier. You know, when I found out that email was working against me, I threw away every gift that she gave me. And I cleared myself for fucking energy. And I've been doing better than ever. Back to my normal self, honey. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't like to see you doing good, y'all. See, the reason why I'm so successful is because I like to see people do good. People like me. I heard somebody say that I'm not likable. I was like, shit, by who? From whose perspective? Especially when y'all call in for y'all readings. I've been doing a lot of readings and a lot of consultations lately. Okay, I always do. People be like, I really do love your energy. People love me. I'm like, well, it must be somebody that's ignorant that don't like me. You know, I realize I've made mistakes before, but damn, that's not accurate. I'm extremely likable. People love my ideas. People love me. People love the way that I encourage people and I hold people down. I'm a very good person. If you push me, I'll probably say something to piss you off, but stop pushing me. See, people don't know how to stop pushing you to being an unlikable person towards them. But I'm definitely a likable person all the time. People love to talk to me. In fact, when I get off of here, I'm gonna go up here and lay down. I got readings to do a little bit later. I am up early today in case y'all wanted to step y'all readings up like to an earlier time because I will be up today all day. Okay. But some of y'all are scheduled later this afternoon. I have worked with people that have started their witchy business and they made $20,000 in the first month. They did better than me. So what's wrong with other people that got the knowledge and you got the name? What's wrong with you? Why you couldn't do it? You can't blame it on nobody else. What nobody hating on you. Hell, a lot of us have, well, actually it will. There, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I get more flack from people with family members hating on them, and they always want to blame Jamila. I'm like, wow, that's random. I'm never around you, but it's all my fault, huh? So, you know, I'm such a black sheep that everybody say we just gonna dump all our goddamn problems and faults on Jamila. So that's why they whining and crying and you know, thinking that it's just gonna destroy you. Well, I ain't got no false ego. That would, you know, a lot of the stuff that they do, narcissists, that would only work if you have a false plastic ego like them. We don't feel good about ourselves without good reason. When you know that you're accomplishing things and you're reaching your goals, but I do think that it's difficult. I think that it can lower your self-esteem when people do stuff like that. It can, but it doesn't have to. Don't allow people to speak any kind of reality into your world. You don't allow somebody to have that kind of control of how you perceive yourself. It's not about how they perceive you. It's about how you perceive yourself, right? People are going to see you how you see yourself. Now, I will tell you that what I will tell you is that these men, though, they're doing all kind of witchcraft and stuff on us too. So y'all got to understand that, these men wanted to take our magic. These types of men wanted to take our magic, use it against us, steal it from us, and then not give us credit. We see men do that all the time. Women have invented things throughout history, and the man always took credit for it. He didn't get credit, he took credit. Okay, that's just the reality of the history of our relationship with men. So men have to be very careful. You a man talking crazy to me, honey, my spirits are gonna have their way with you. They gonna have their whole way with you. Because we already have a problem with that. Because what's wrong with us all living in peace? What's wrong with us all having some peace and quiet? Because we all know it ain't never over until the fat lady sings. And I heard men debating on who is more valuable, women or men. I'm just sitting up here. Guys, who listens to these people? Both are valuable. If you had any sense, you know that both are valuable. Especially women that can have babies. They got a lot of y'all running around here infertile. You a woman, you ain't supposed to be running around here infertile. That's a part of your spiritual power. Instead, they putting all kind of demons in your uterus and trying to pull stuff out. Y'all gotta be careful out here, okay? Be very careful out here with some of these men. I got a whole damn jar full of enemies right now, most of them men. And it makes no sense. It makes no sense for me because I've never tried to impede on any man. But I think that this is just the way of society. When you got butthurt men running around here mad and angry, I'm trying to figure out why in the hell women still have to be. I'm trying to figure out why in the hell women still have to be inconvenienced or even listen to that in the year 2020. It sounds like it comes straight out of the Bible. And they will start citing Bible verses. I can't stand that. Oh my God. And these men, especially fucking religious men, they will get in their goddamn feelings, they'll go under their goddamn psychosis, and they'll start talking. And if you a woman and you ain't on the side of the woman, spirit is not gonna like you very much. Especially if you're dabbling with witchcraft. We all know that women can have enemies, but when it comes to that kind of spiritual war, the war that we're facing, which is liberation from a lot of that ignorance, and throughout history, witches being hung, witches being lynched, witches being burned alive at the stake. Y'all know what kind of stuff. Oh, also conveniently raped and hung and burned. So we all know the history of what these people have done. So we don't have it twisted. I don't have to listen to somebody that's ignorant like that, do I? Do I have to listen to a very, very ignorant, fearful person? Really, when it comes down to it, they scared. And we'll scare you even more. You should be scared. A lot of those men that behave that way, they're scared. You know why they're scared? Because they know deep down they ain't doing the right goddamn thing. I have seen way too many women and children compromised by these types. Can you imagine how Spirit had to take care of me back when my ex did that to me? I had 3 small babies. Oh God. And then they came back to YouTube and said, well, your black children's lives don't matter anyway. Because they came from a black woman. Because another man said that the children that come from black women, and you know what, this is the environment that we've been facing on YouTube. And this is one of the reasons why I believe that, especially black women, we need to file a class action lawsuit for us to even have to deal with that. You know, they have discriminated against us based on every category, our familial status, our marital status, and if they our religious belief status. I mean, it has been nothing but these men running around YouTube discriminating against witches and women helping them. As a woman, I would never help a man do that unless a woman was coming at me. If she coming at me, we're gonna have to fight. We're gonna have to have a battle if she coming at me. Okay? Hello, Prince of Presence. Hello, good morning. Did y'all get to see that black candle that I lit this morning? Oh, it was glorious. I was just like so stoked about that candle. Hold on, I'll be right back. Must have been like a spiritual fart or something that came through. Hold on, y'all. I gotta run and get my sage stick real quick. I'll be right back, y'all. I'll be right back. Hey, grateful one. Good morning. Peace to you. I'll be right back. I definitely think it's that trash. Hold on a minute, y'all. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, I'm back. So if you are a woman that is betraying witches, you are betraying your sister witches, we really don't have to worry about you. But it's just crazy that somebody would be that desperate in their lives to where instead of them minding their own business, they're coming and they're literally watching my pockets. It's ridiculous. I got somebody else getting ready to get a generational hex remover. They gonna lose their mind because they definitely over here watching. A lot of people, I get a lot of my payments through Cashapp, so they're not able to watch my Cashapp at all. But you know, they're able to watch Etsy. And like I said, I'm gonna see if I can put that feature off because I don't really need to for other people to see what people bought from me, you know, to be able to sell something. And I definitely don't ever have to beg or talk nobody in to buy my spell work. I never do that. Okay, so that ain't how we work over here. We are not, our business is not set up around necessarily desperation. You know what's crazy is that narcissistic people have financial issues all the time, like a lot more often than anyone else. And, you know, I guess if, here's the thing. If you have direct goals of being very wealthy, how wealthy do you think that you can be with that behavior? The way that you deal with that behavior, which is naysayers and haters, especially as a witch, working as a witch, I seen that negative energy back to it. Here's the kicker on that. The reason why you always come out literally perched on top of them is because they're the ones that started it with you. What did you start it for? What is wrong with you? Why are you harassing people? People are crazy. They'll call you crazy when you over there minding your own business. So yeah, y'all, the hatred is real. It's coming from men and women, especially for me. I don't know if you guys deal with that, baby. Hey, sometimes I will keep a black candle going because black is very powerful because it represents transmutation. Yeah, I'm gonna wash this floor. Good Lord. I think, yeah, I gotta wash this floor. Goodness gracious. So, and some people got those demonic attachments. I don't have demonic attachments like that. I just have random people that are interested in my energy. Somebody was accusing me of having some kind of demonic attachment. I'm like, no, you got the wrong person. It's not a bad demonic attachment. I just got people that are interested in my energy and they want it. And literally, that's something that many of us can't help. You can't help who you are. So, again, if people would mind their own business and stop harassing people, there would be no argument at all. But at the end of the day, only God is going to have the last word in the situation. It depends on what you consider to be God. Some people consider themselves God. Okay? And that's okay. That's perfectly fine. In fact, that's a preference. And people that consider themselves to be God, they are much more humble, patient, wise, and understanding people than those fools running around here, doing the most silliest stuff. I've always been serious about everything that I've said. In fact, that's why so many people take me seriously. I got 2 more pots to clean, y'all, and then I am done. And I don't really know what's on the agenda for today, to be honest with you. I'm just gonna kind of play it by ear. Like I said, I do have a couple of people scheduled for today for readings. Probably just doing readings all day, and probably, to be honest with you, I think this is the only live that I'm gonna do because I need to get some readings recorded. I need to finish the September readings. That all depends because I have a lot to do today. And I'm preparing the house because I got some cleanses to do for people. So, I think that people that are not powerful, your enemies make you look more powerful, not weaker. I would never give somebody that much clout. Your enemies give you clout just by bringing up your name. You don't call their name because bringing up somebody's name is honoring them. That's why many of these backbiters on here bring up your name on every show. They call your name because they're trying to invoke your spirit. I don't call my enemy's name because they don't really have no spirit that I would ever be interested in. So, all right, hold on, y'all. Grab my mop bucket. I gotta get these floors washed. Which is what I'm about to do right now. So I think I'm gonna listen to music while I do that because I have said enough today. But what I do want to say in closing is if it's your father, okay, if this is your father, and many of you guys that have your father or some male in your family hating on you, because the men in your family will hate on you if you're successful. I've experienced that too. The men in your family hating on you because you're more successful than them. Okay? The red and the black and the white says no, that shit's not gonna fly. Many of you women are somewhat in chains. You know what a good movie is to watch? I like scary movies, y'all. There's a movie called Devil's Due. Whenever I watch movies, I always find the subliminal messages. And what made me think of it was the sigil that was being used in that movie was actually a sigil representing breaking a cycle, like a cycle being broken. Like when you look at that sigil, it's like a circle, and then it's like a cut in the middle of the circle. And so I think that extreme has already been done. I think that, a lot of women at some point in their lives, or maybe not, because there's a lot of women that don't necessarily value being married and, even being in a relationship, period. It's your choice in life. It is. It truly is your choice. But I think that with that movie, that's what it was about. You guys have got to see it. Like it's really crazy. But I think that, it gets taken to the extreme because that movie is very symbolic. Have you seen that Prince of Presents? Have you seen that movie? I think I might. I don't know. I've got like a plethora of movies that I can watch because I've been up for a couple of hours now. And I'm gonna take me some. I'm gonna take some time to meditate, and then I'm just gonna watch a movie or something and float. because I've been doing spell work this morning. I actually did a ritual this morning, so my energies are very, very high. My frequencies are very, very high, and so I'm about to tear through this downstairs with this mop. I gotta run upstairs and get some oils because I'll make a floor wash. I might come and show you guys some hot foot powder today, but I'm not sure. It depends because I've already got so much stuff to do. And then on top of that, I've got consultations and readings. So I think it's important for women to be uplifted. I think it's important for all of us to be uplifted, but in particular, if you are a woman, because it kind of feels like it's a nightmare. You feel that you should be at the top, but for some reason, the people in your life, or either you feel that you're at the bottom, people think that they can treat you like that and that you're not worthy or valuable of anything. Especially if you grew up with a broke father. Because people, I remember being in school and I remember not dressing so well in school because my parents had their problems. And of course, being that I'm their child, I'm gonna be affected. So school was not the best place for me personally because of that. And it follows you. They're so childish. And so this is one of the reasons why I have been looking into my wardrobe. Of course, nobody's gonna go and buy a bunch of clothes to fit them if you're too overweight, but that's definitely on the to-do list. Is definitely in the way that a person dresses, because we all know that our crackhead, drug addicted fathers raised us and didn't give us anything. Some of us had crazy mothers that literally destroyed our hair follicles by trying to put a chemical on it that should have been done by a damn professional. So many of us are healing from all of this, which involves neglect. I think it should be against the law for women to buy them at-home perm kits to put on their kids' heads because they can't rinse it out good enough. There's a reason why the hairdresser uses a high pressure. I mean, they don't scathe your scalp off, but that damn the little thing at the hairdresser that they use to wash and shampoo hair with, it's got a little bit of pressure so that it can wash out all that gunk. And see, a lot of these women, they just have put then some of y'all will put y'all kid in the shower with perm on their hair. Like, what y'all think, this is a goddamn beauty treatment? So I've seen people put a perm on their hair and get in the shower to rinse it off. Oh my God damn. Just uneducated. Yeah, we had mothers like that too. Oh yeah. Yeah, you know what? But Prince of Presence, you can actually restore your hair follicles. They don't really want you to restore your hair follicles because the destroying of your hair was a ritual. It was a process. They did it every new moon. And your hair just got shorter and shorter and drier and drier. So yeah, we've had women doing stuff like that. Now, if you take your child to a professional, their hair is long down their back, then you good. But if you like literally, and I don't even know if anybody noticed it. It'd be like every month my mama would put that damn perm in my hair, and my damn ponytail got shorter and shorter. And looking back, it's like, why would you do that to your own child? But then as you get older, they'll call you bald headed. You notice they'll be trolling on YouTube. You don't really want to show them your hair either, because there's, like, I don't know what the fuck was wrong with some of these Black mothers. I think that they were trying to commit suicide. They didn't want you to have no crown. They didn't want you to have no glory. Uh-huh. And that's just real sad for you to do that. That's why when I had my daughters, both of them, their hair was down their back. And it took Daniela's hair like 3 years to grow. Daniela didn't have no hair until she was 3. Oh my God. And I never forget when Deja chopped all of Danielle's pretty hair off. Y'all, crazy. I sure did. I spanked both of them for that. I spanked them for it. I had to, because and they was old enough to know better. But anyway, my daughters, when we had moved to Kansas, for some reason they wanted to straighten their hair. And that within itself with the hot comb and stuff, and you know what I'm saying? And now they embrace their natural hair. But it's kind of like, yeah, like for some reason, and it made no sense at all. And I remember my father asking my mother to, if he could take me to the hairdresser to get a curl put on my hair. Because my father always had very long hair. But see, he didn't do it. Instead, what he allowed her to do was snatch out all my damn hair and fuck up my hair follicles. It took me years. My grandmother actually grew my hair back. That's why I love my grandmother so much, because she grew my hair back. Now, many of us didn't have a choice. Literally, all they had to do was wet our hair, wash it, put some grease on it, and some damn conditioner. They could have made a leave-in conditioner. Instead, they burned our damn hair out with the perms. Especially if they was cheap. Because if your daddy was cheap, that meant that your mama didn't have no extra money. So that's why she burned all your damn hair out, because she couldn't take you to a professional. If she just took you to a goddamn professional, it wouldn't have happened. So Black women got a special issue with that. As far as with us, it's sad. And they still call us bald-headed hoes. Funny how some of our parents helped stigmatize us by actually burning out our hair, by putting that stuff in it and not knowing what they're doing. Because my grandmother, she did relaxers. My grandmother wasn't like a natural beautician. My grandmother did relaxers on people's hair. My grandmother had a green thumb. She could grow anybody's hair. She was amazing. She's still there for me too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and it's sad, but it's the truth. And a lot of us Black women have went through that. And they still hovering over our head. I can't grow an inch of hair without a big reaction from my mother, because my mother suffers from alopecia. Why does she suffer from alopecia? It's her own fault. But as her daughter, and she's a goddamn dork, I have to go through it. So, I hide my hair. And hair is actually, you got Black women putting the evil eye on their own children. I'm just telling you the goddamn truth. Talking about some damn Jesus, girl, bye. They will put the evil eye on you. They don't want to see you grow. You trying to grow. You're trying to grow your hair. My hair is growing fast, but I won't show it. And then sometimes it seems like my hair, like I'll wake up and it just seems like it's just shorter. Almost. It's so weird. It's so weird. But it's not. It's just that my hair is in its natural state. And our hair responds to what is happening spiritually. Our hair does. Especially Black women, but everybody's hair does. And our hair will tend to kind of clam up. So you gotta, make sure that you are, drinking plenty of water and stuff, and that you are anointing your head, anointing your scalp. Yes, you do, because, for some reason they don't, I always say that my hair is going to get really, really long, especially, once I get married, because I'll be, married. So, but, it's weird because they don't want you to, because that is a source of pride for a lot of women, is being able to grow your own hair. You know, so for me, I love the texture of my hair. I love the color. I have no problem with wearing my own hair. It's just that it brings such a huge reaction to the point where I don't even want nobody to see my hair but my husband. Why would somebody else need to see your hair? Let them believe that you bald headed. Hide your hair from the people. It's sad, but you gotta do it. It's sad, but you gotta do it, y'all. That's why you will never see me without a wig on. Don't mean I'm bald headed. It means that I'm protecting my head. Because they can't stand it when you let them grow some hair. Oh my God. And you know what? A lot of women's hair will stay the same length. You know, as soon as you start to remove a lot of them curses that have been put on your crown chakra, then you'll notice that your hair will start growing very fast. And you'll be able to retain it, because what it'll do is it'll grow, but it'll break off because you're constantly, they know what they're doing. They're constantly talking about your hair. Okay, they even got men in social media having conversations about hair, skin, and goddamn nails. So men are having shop talk live, talking about your hair, reporting live. They talking about your head, your breast, your stomach, your pussy, your ass, your legs, and your feet. Just completely and totally violating and trying to rape your goddamn spirit. These people are disgusting. And you've got to restore your body, because when they're doing that, you think they're not taken away, sis? Shit, if you let them, they will. Yeah, you're right, Prince of Presence. Hold on. My hair was like, I'll have it really, really moisturized, and then all of a sudden it'll get real dry. And so that's when I start taking spiritual baths. I'm telling you, those spiritual baths is key in anointing your scalp, because they purposely tried to fuck you up. So you just go out there and look funny in life, and people be like, look, ooh, bald-headed hoe with a cockatoo on her head. That's what I swear to God, these people were sick. And they'll try to stand in front of your money so that you can't make improvements, and so that you can afford to go and get the hair treatments and the scalp massages. They want to fuck you totally up. They're like, oh, you trying to do that? Oh, you trying to buy you a brand new car, and you trying to grow your hair real long so that your husband can run his fingers through it? Bitch, I'm coming for your head, your toes, and your ass. They are disgusting ass people. And really, to be honest with you, nobody should be showing their ass. Now, they can't mess with my ass. My spirits will protect me. Okay? Because they try to come for you. Hey, well, I want some of her ass too. They want it all. They be sucking you dry and then tell you what the fuck you don't have. I'm telling you, man, people are a goddamn trip, man. I be sitting there peeping they city and shit. I've been seeing that shit my whole life. And I think that, like, people got aunties, because I remember learning all this stuff as a kid, but then you don't get to erect and apply that knowledge to an adult, which is why they want you to live in their house till you die. Oh God, y'all, I swear to God, we laugh at these people. They are ridiculous. That's one of the reasons why I get joy and pleasure out of watching movies like Village of the Damned, very symbolic of the new breed of children. They can't stand us. They talked about our music. They talked about every damn thing about us, the older people. Why did the older people hate so much on our generation? And literally, we trying to come out of it, been trying for the past several years, 10 years, and they still it doesn't change. They know what they're doing. That's why they running around here I'm surprised they not trolling right now because normally they must be out of energy. You know what I'm saying? So once again, we won. Why would you think you're going to win that? I want to take everything from you. I don't want you to have nothing. What the fuck is wrong with you? It's no different than a goddamn zombie trying to eat your damn brain. It's no different. It's no different. You got one of them, she homeless, literally homeless. I swear to God, what is wrong with these people? This chick was sitting in her car homeless, making a smoothie, stirring it with a damn wrench, a dirty wrench. What the hell is wrong with these people? You couldn't go to the Dollar Tree and get a goddamn spoon? What the hell is wrong with you? People that literally, and then they can't afford to get people actually quality package. They can't afford that. So what they do is they dig people, your narcissistic cheap ass parents, they dig people out the goddamn garbage. Hold on, y'all. They dig people out the garbage because they can't afford to actually pay somebody with damn actual real money. And then the people that they get to bother you end up homeless like real quick. And so nobody understands why they do things like that, because to be honest with you, they can't fuck with you. Especially when you be over there casting the spells and stuff. If you casting spells to make your business grow and to bring things into your life that you want, they can't fucking touch you. I told y'all that already. Now, they will be able to touch you if you don't do anything about it to set your intent. So that's why I always tell people, ritual is very powerful. But it depends on who's doing the ritual, to be honest with you, because I don't see any power in that. In fact, that's somebody that is simply hating on you. That's all that the narcissistic parents are doing. That's all that your narcissistic ex is doing. It's hating on every step of the way. That's why you left that person, because they're a big old hater. Okay? And it ain't gonna get no better for them until they stop hating. But when it's your own father, either you have some kind of poor attachment to a broke ass man, okay, that's what we call him, broke ass man. Then they'll say, then they'll accuse you of being a gold digger. Boy, bye. You ain't no gold digger as long as you dig into your own gold. So they want to tell you just because you want to have nice things that now all of a sudden you're an evil gold digger. Right. That's why a lot of y'all women, I have an aunt, oh my God, oh Lord have mercy, my aunt, she did not want me dating or dealing with any men that had no money. For some reason, I was a stupid idiot. I was young. When you're young and when you're that age and shit. But when you get older, you start to realize that you don't even want to be around somebody that ain't got nothing going on for themselves, because they really ain't got shit to talk about. Especially on YouTube, y'all better quit watching these people that ain't got shit to talk about. If I'm not live, go find somebody else that is talking about something. Trust me, they're very entertaining. Because they definitely want the attention. But that's all that they want is attention, because they're childish people. Very, very childish. Okay? So it's very important for you to stand at the head of your household and see a woman is a head of the household too. If she's single, she's got to be and represent that balance. And we're not going to throw people into the lake, because I think that they said that they want to throw. A few years ago, the campaign was throw the whole bitch away. So you were a single mother. So these people were out there fighting for their own. They call themselves fighting for their rights, but at the same time saying that it was okay to discriminate against women. It made no sense, and nobody cared, and that's why those people ain't went nowhere in life. If you continue to listen to them, you ain't going nowhere. I can promise you, especially when you look at the basic law of attraction. You know, I've never seen, I swear to God, y'all, I've never seen in my life a bunch of people that want to sit around and talk about wig and welfare benefits. I've never seen it. I never would have thought that there would come a day where I would have to witness grown-ass 40 and 50-year-old men sitting around gossiping about hair and nails. I would have never thought I would have saw that day. I think that's very irresponsible. When you have a family to tend to as a man, and what you want to contribute to society is coming online and gossiping about a woman's hair, nails, and what the fuck she sold on her Etsy shop. I think that you're a loser. And you know what? Spirit thinks you're a loser too. Okay? All of the goddamn spirits agree with you. Nobody disagrees with that. Okay? What's crazy is people that sit around and listen to losers. That's gotta be some damn witchcraft. You would think that people wouldn't even want to listen to a person like that. That's a bad frequency, y'all. That's a very bad frequency to be on when you think about it. So for me, because you got losers making videos, what I do is I listen for like 1.3 seconds, 1 minute and 3 seconds, and I go and I do my work to make sure that that person don't ever get nowhere what they talking about. Because that person trying to get what you get by discrediting you. So you do have to make sure you protect your energy from energy vampires. Oh yeah. And you know what? A lot of people can't do that. Okay, and then especially if energy vampires are causing you to have delays, you know, or either, you know, blockages and stuff like that, you know, it's really important for you to understand that witchcraft is not bullshit. They'll try to tell you that witchcraft is bullshit. When not only did I manifest a house with witchcraft, but I'm also about to manifest a brand new car with witchcraft. I'm ready to take my babies down to the aquarium. And then we also want to drive up there to Tallulah Falls. It's about an hour and a half from here. So I want to take my children to go and enjoy nature. One of my favorite things in the world. I'm gonna get them down there to the aquarium and see. You know, we couldn't really go to the zoo over the summer and stuff like that because I like to take the kids to the zoo and stuff like that. I've always done fun things like that. You know, I don't have to sit up in the house all the damn time. I usually don't. I'm at home most of the time. I will admit to that. But as far as me, for some reason, you know, it was almost like I was isolated in the house and I was being isolated and people was assuming that I didn't want to go anywhere. And I was like, well, I don't understand why you're assuming that. The reason why is because people make up their own shit in their head and they just go with it. That's why nobody should be worried about anybody else's finances. Mind your own damn business. Unless I'm asking you to pay any of my bills, I think people should shut up about other people's business and quit worrying about it. I'm not going to sit up here and complain about it. I'm going to do something about it. So please believe that witchcraft is definitely the way out of that. That's one of the reasons why they are attacking witches, because they want to stray you away, because these men think that this gives them a sense of power, and it doesn't. It just makes them like losers. They don't respect the value of a woman's work. They're constantly trying to interrupt the frequency. And to be honest with you, I really would be glad when Spirit just starts knocking them off. I hate to say it, guys, but you know, I'm sorry, I've been asking Spirit to get rid of and destroy all people that's causing all forms of struggle and strife. So I don't know when these people thought that strife was anything that was going to benefit anybody. But on the world of YouTube, where people are followers, everybody thinks that that's how they get their stuff popping, because it's more of a YouTube attitude. You see, we don't have nothing to do with that. I had a channel on here that was built around blogging about my family. They don't want to say, the reason why they don't want to say that is because they want all of us to feel the same way about it. But ladies, if you're somebody that made a bad decision to get with a man, don't have to allow this man to stigmatize you the rest of your life, sweetie. Men that think that way will be dealt with. You don't even have to be afraid of people like that. I think that there's a lot of women that are afraid of men like that. And a man that wants you to be afraid of him is not a man at all. Men are supposed to be protecting and guiding. They're not supposed to be terrorizing. Okay? They're not supposed to be participating in gang stalking activities against you. They're not supposed to be doing that stuff. Just stop it. The sooner we learn, the better. To me, I'm going to encourage men to do better, because I don't like to see men in that way with this effeminate status that they have about themselves. Very embarrassing, and they should be embarrassed about that. That's definitely something to be embarrassed about, is when you run around here and you're so petty, and evidently you don't have enough going on with your life that you're constantly discussing women. And literally a lot of these guys are discriminating against black women because they want all black women to be seen as welfare queens. Okay? And that's what really makes them sick, because when did they start doing that anywhere? Nobody does that anywhere. Okay? I can promise you that no one does that ever. So, anyway, guys, I'm done with my kitchen. I've got to go. I'm going to go up here and take a shower and get ready for my day. It's been fun. It's been fun, guys. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for hitting that thumbs up. If y'all could please hit that thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. When they go away and they stop their antics, then we will stop. Until then, we will not stop fighting for the rights of women and men and their families. Because let me tell you something, you think that they're just attacking women? All of you men that are trying to do the responsible thing by taking care of your kids, guess what? They're attacking you too. Okay? The demon of poverty and the demon of patriarchy is attacking men that take care of their families. They don't like you either, because they feel like, especially if you a man taking care of a black woman, They really want to attack you because they're like, why are you helping this black woman? I hate you. Even black women hate black men that love black women. So we got a lot of sick people in this world, and you will be dealt with spirit. So y'all know where I'm at if y'all need to reach me. We are all about fairness. We are all about, honesty and trust over here. Okay. Thank you so much, Prince of Presence. I will see y'all later. Hold on, yeah. Okay, I will see y'all later. You know where I'm at if you need to reach me. Many of you guys are in bondage. Just to let you guys know, a lot of people, the reason why they feel compelled to do the ignorant stuff that they do is because they're in bondage. It would be much better for you to come to a spiritualist like myself to remove that kind of bondage so that you can get on with life and start progressing. And if you're ready to progress, that's what Jamila is here for. Okay? And I'm always here for all of y'all, men and women. I don't hate men. In fact, I love men. I'd like to live in a better world and get along better with all men. But unfortunately, you have men that have their crazy ideas. Okay. And oh Lord, y'all, it is time for me to cut that grass already. Good Lord, my grass grows so fast. All right, y'all. Y'all have a wonderful Sunday. And I'll see y'all later. Love and light.